Okay, so what are we calling the series? Here are 5 reasons why you need an audio interface. Number 1, better audio performance. Now, this might sound self-explanatory, but having a dedicated unit that's going to be dealing with all of your sound, much in the way a sound card does, you're going to have a much better time processing audio, listening to audio, and recording audio. Point number 2. Second point. Point number 2. Inputs and outputs. The ability to plug multiple inputs and outputs into one device is probably the feature that we find the most useful. Even when it comes to a matter of wiring up our speakers? Audio monitors, yeah. Our audio monitors, these require 2 separate inputs, which our computer only has 1. As well as gaining the ability to plug in multiple inputs and outputs, you also gain multiple connector types. So, whereas before you could only plug in a standard 3.5mm to your computer, now you can plug in XLRs and 1/4-inch cables as well. As well as this, you can also plug in your headphones, which allow you to monitor the audio as you record it. Crucially, for bigger headphones like the ones that we use, your headphones also require a headphone amp in order to... What does it do? George! Bigger headphones like the type that we use also require a headphone amp. These interfaces have this built in to actually get the most out of your headphones, rather than plugging it straight into the computer itself. Point number 3, signal conversion. Now, all of your devices like your headphones and your microphones are analog devices, and these need to be converted into digital signals for your computer to read. The improved converters inside your audio interface are what contribute to the overall improvement in audio quality you get from these devices. But you cost-conscious consumers out there need to be aware that the price you pay for your interface will dictate the quality of these converters. Fourth point is the preamps. Now, as we've mentioned, microphone signals are analog and they need converting, but they also need boosting. Now, even if the signal is strong enough to register, which in general most are, you're going to find yourself adding a lot of gain in post in order to get it anywhere near the level it should be. The audio interface will introduce a significant amount of clean gain, which won't have the adverse effect of introducing unwanted noise. The lower the price, typically the higher the noise floor, which isn't what we're looking for. Ultimately, we want to have the biggest gap between the audio we're recording and the noise floor as possible, which is what you generally achieve with higher end devices. Now, the 5th and final point is phantom power. Now, this isn't something that we use all that often, but it's great to know that any devices like microphones which require that plus 48 volts can be powered using this device. Obviously, if you're a musician or a music producer, this is going to be a lot higher up on your list. A couple of extra points to mention just before we wrap up. The first being that it just makes your whole setup a lot more practical. Rather than having to crawl under the desk every time you have to plug things in, they're all there, easy to access on the desk, and you've even got a physical volume control at your fingertips. Now, I fully understand that not everyone watching this video is going to need one of these devices, particularly if your content doesn't particularly revolve around sound. But if you're doing any projects that involve recording, mixing, or even just listening to music in its highest quality, this is the device that you're going to need. Right, that's all from us, folks. Hope you found the video useful. And if you've got any extra points that we might have missed out, leave them in the comments below, and we'll be sure to check them out too. We'll see you again soon. Dun, 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 dun.